Hello, everyone. A very warm welcome to you. I'm Anna. I am so happy you are here with me today. Thank you for joining our little cozy space. This is our podcast, VUS Learning English Podcast. If you have been here before, welcome back. It feels so good to have you here again. And if this is your very first time, I am so glad you found us. I hope you feel comfortable. I hope you are ready to relax. Here, we like to talk about things that help us grow. We talk about things that help us understand ourselves better. Today, we are going to talk about something that many people feel. It is a special feeling. You can understand English perfectly. You can watch movies. You can read books. You understand everything people say to you, but when you try to speak, the words do not come out. It feels like your mouth is locked. We are going to explore why that happens. We will do it in a very gentle, very calm way. Thank you for spending your time here with me. It means so much. If you enjoy our time together, you might like to subscribe to our channel. It is called VUS, Learning English Podcast. This way, you won't miss our future conversations. And if this story helps you, maybe you could press the like button. Or you could share it with someone who needs to hear it. There is no pressure at all. It is just a gentle idea. Before we begin our story, I would love to know something. Where are you in the world right now? In the comments below, you can tell me. What city or country are you listening from? What time is it for you? It is a beautiful thing to think about. All of us are in different parts of the world, but we are connected here in this moment. So find a comfortable place. Maybe you are sitting down with a warm cup of tea. Maybe you are lying down ready to rest. Let my voice be a soft and gentle guide. Let's begin. Not too long ago, on a Tuesday, I was in a grocery store. It was a normal Tuesday. The lights in the store were bright. There were quiet sounds all around me. The refrigerators made a soft humming sound. The shopping cart wheels made a soft sound on the floor. I was at the checkout counter. In my arms, I was holding a big bag of rice. I was holding it very tightly. I was almost afraid it would run away. It felt heavy and important in that moment. The cashier was a woman with a kind smile. Her eyes were happy. She looked at me. She looked at my bag of rice. Then she asked a very simple question. Paper or plastic? I heard her. I heard her perfectly. I understood every sound and every word. I heard the friendly way her voice went up at the end. It was a normal, everyday question. But something inside me stopped. My mouth felt like it was locked shut. My brain knew the answer. I wanted a paper bag, but the word paper would not come out of my mouth. 1 second passed. It felt like a very long second. Then another second passed. The world felt completely silent, but it was not. It was just the quiet space between her question and my answer. I could feel people waiting behind me. I did not look back, but I could feel them there. My heart started to beat very fast. It was so loud in my chest. It felt like a drum. Boom, boom, boom. I thought the bananas on the counter could hear my heart. It was such a big feeling for such a small moment. If this story sounds familiar to you, you know the feeling. If you have ever felt that strange, sudden silence, you know. It is the feeling we will talk about today. It is like a soft, quiet punch in your stomach. You have studied English. You have spent months or years learning words and grammar. You have done so much work. And yet, in a simple moment, the words do not come. They stay trapped inside. Today, together, we will understand this feeling, and we will find a gentle way to fix it. Section 1. Your brains. Fine, your training isn't. Let's talk about your brain. The first thing I want you to know is this. Your brain is fine. It is not broken. You do not have a speaking problem. What you have is an imbalance. It is an imbalance between what you put in and what you let out. I want you to imagine something with me. Picture a very, very large tank for water. This tank is your mind. Every single day, you are filling this tank. Water is pouring into it from many places. When you watch a show in English, water goes into your tank. When you read a book in English, more water goes in. When you listen to English songs, that's even more water. All day long, this beautiful, clear water of English is pouring in. It is filling you up. This is your input. Input is all the English you hear and read. Your tank is getting fuller and fuller. It might even be almost full. Now, at the bottom of this giant water tank, there is a small tap. This tap is for the output. Output is when you speak. It is when you let the English inside of you come out. But think about how often you open that tap. Many of us spend all day pouring water in. But the tap at the bottom is for speaking English. We only open it a tiny little bit. Maybe for a few minutes in a class each week. Maybe for 30 seconds to help a tourist. Because the tap is not used very often, it gets a little stuck. It gets rusty. So when you try to turn it on, what happens? The water does not flow smoothly. It sputters. A little bit of water comes out, then it stops. It is not a beautiful, strong stream of water. It's a weak, small trickle. This is not because the tank is empty. The tank is full. You have so much water, so much knowledge inside you. The problem is only with the tap. The tap for speaking is rusty because you do not use it enough. English teachers have a name for this. They call it the passive-active gap. Your passive skill is understanding. It is your input. It is your big, full water tank. Your active skill is speaking or writing. It is your output. It is the tap. And there is a big gap between them. For example, you might read an article. You see a word like enormous. You know this word. Your brain says, yes, I know this word. It means very big. You can answer a question about it on a test. That is your passive knowledge. It is the water in your tank. But now you are talking with someone. You want to say that a building is very big. The word enormous is the perfect word. But does it come out of your mouth? Probably not. You say something simpler like, the building is very big. The perfect word was in your tank, but it could not get through the rusty tap. Some smart people study how we learn languages. They watched many learners. They found that many people spend about 70% of their time on input. That means 70% of their time is spent listening and reading. They only spend about 30% of their time on output. That is speaking and writing. Sometimes it is 80% input and 20% output, or even 90% input and only 10% output. These smart people found something. After about 200 or 250 hours of study, many learners hit a wall. It is called the silent stage. The silent stage is what it sounds like. It is a time when you understand so much, but you cannot speak. You feel silent. Let's think about that. If you go to an English class 2 times a week for 2 years, that is about 200 hours. But in those classes, how much time do you really speak? Maybe you talk to a partner for 5 minutes. Maybe you answer one question from the teacher. Over 2 years, the total time you have spent speaking might be only a few hours. That is a very short time. So you see, it is not a mystery. It is not your fault. Your tank is full of wonderful English knowledge. It is just that the tap, the part that lets words out, is rusty. It is slow from not being used. Our goal is not to add more water to the tank. Our goal is to gently start using the tap every day. Then it can open smoothly and let the words flow. Section 2. The anxiety spiral. We don't discuss. Let's go back to the grocery store for a moment. I was standing there holding my bag of rice. The cashier had a kind smile, but in that moment, I could not speak. Her smile did not feel kind. It felt like a big, bright light shining on me. It felt like everyone could see me fail. People who study our minds have a name for this feeling. They call it the spotlight effect. The spotlight effect is the feeling that other people are watching us. We feel they are noticing us much more than they are. We feel like we are on a stage. Everyone is watching our every move. Everyone is judging our every mistake. In truth, the person behind me was probably thinking about dinner. The cashier was probably thinking about her break. But in my head, I was the star of a show. The show was called The Girl Who Can't Say a Simple Word. It felt like everyone was watching and judging. This feeling, this spotlight, is the first step. It is the first step in an anxiety spiral. It is a spiral because one bad feeling leads to another, and it goes down and down. So the first feeling is the spotlight. The next feeling is the fear of negative evaluation. That is a long name for a simple feeling. It is the fear that people will think something bad about you. It is the worry that they will laugh at you, or they will think you are not smart, or they will think your accent is strange. Maybe you have had this happen. You say something in English and you make a small mistake. The other person says, "Oh, your accent is so cute." They might want to be nice. But in your head, the word cute can feel like a small cut. It can make you feel like you are not serious. It can make you feel like a child. And a comment like that can stay in your memory for a long time. You might remember it for years. 10 years later, you are about to speak English. Your brain suddenly remembers that one person. That memory can make you feel scared to speak again. You are afraid of being judged in a bad way. You are afraid of getting another comment that will stick in your memory. So now you have the spotlight effect, the feeling of being watched. And you have the fear of being judged. When you put these two feelings together, you get stage fright. But you are not on a stage. You're just in a grocery store. You get stage fright without a stage. I read a study from language experts. They found that about 75% of adults learning a new language feel anxiety. They feel a medium to high amount of anxiety when they speak. That means 3 out of every 4 language learners feel scared to talk. So if you feel this way, you are not alone. Most people feel this way. It is a normal part of learning. And the most interesting thing they found was this. The biggest reason for this anxiety was not bad grammar. It was not having few words. The biggest reason was the number of cringe memories a person had. A cringe memory is a memory that makes you cringe. It's a memory of a mistake you made. You felt embarrassed or ashamed. The person who said your accent was cute. The time you couldn't find the right word. The time you told a joke and no one understood. Each one of these moments is a small gray stone. We carry these stones with us in a bag. The more stones you have, the heavier the bag gets. And the heavier the bag, the more anxious you feel. Your brain remembers the pain of those cringe memories. Its job is to protect you from more pain. So when you have a chance to speak English, your brain says, wait, remember what happened last time? It was not comfortable. Let's not do that. Let's be quiet. It's safer to be quiet. So you see, the silence is not just a rusty tap. It is also a fear that is trying to protect you. The anxiety is a spiral. You feel a spotlight. You fear being judged. You remember past cringe memories. All of this makes you silent. And when you are silent, you do not practice speaking. When you do not practice, the tap stays rusty. When you have a rusty tap, you might have a bad experience. This creates a new cringe memory. And the spiral continues, going down and down. But the good news is that we can stop the spiral. We can gently step out of it. We can learn to see the spotlight as just a normal light. We can learn to let go of the fear. And we can learn to make new, good memories. Section 3. The production line. At bitel. 3 ridiculously simple stages. So we have a full tank of water, but our tap is rusty. And we have a fear that is trying to keep us quiet. How do we fix this? How do we gently clean the tap and calm the fear? We can think of it as a series of small, simple steps. One step leads to the next. Each step is so easy and gentle that it is not scary. There are 3 stages. Let's talk about the first one. Stage 1 is a change in your mind. We can call it the mindset flip. It is about learning to see your mistakes in a new way. Right now, when you make a mistake, it probably feels bad. It might feel like a failure. It might become a new cringe memory. We are going to flip that. From now on, a mistake is not a failure. A mistake is data. Think about a scientist in a lab. The scientist does an experiment to find an answer. Sometimes the experiment works, and sometimes it goes wrong. Does the scientist cry and say, I am a terrible scientist? No. A good scientist looked at the mistake and says, oh, that is interesting. Why did that happen? The mistake gives the scientist new information. It is data. You are going to become a language scientist. Every mistake you make is a free experiment. It is a piece of data that gives you good information. Let's imagine you are talking to someone. You want to tell them your age. You say, I have 24 years. The other person might look a little confused. Then they might say, oh, you mean you are 24 years old? That moment is not a cringe memory. That is free feedback. It is data. Your experiment showed you that in English, you don't have years. You are years old. Now, what do you do with this data? You get a tiny notebook, a beautiful little notebook that you like. You can call it your lab notes. In this notebook, you write down your discovery. You can write, mistake, I have 24 years. And below it, you write, correction, I am 24 years old. That's it. You do not write about how you felt. You do not write that you are bad at English. You just write the data like a scientist. If you do this every time you notice a mistake, you will collect data. Maybe you collect 10 new data points in 1 week. At the end of the week, you can look at your notebook. You will not see a list of your failures. You will see a list of 10 things you have learned. You will see progress. This is a very powerful flip. It turns shame into progress. It takes the pain out of making mistakes. It replaces pain with the good feeling of learning. So that is stage 1. Treat every mistake like data. Now for stage 2. We have the right mindset. Now we need to start using our tap in a very safe, private way. This stage is called daily micro speaking. Micro means very, very small. Daily means you do it every day. This will take only 15 minutes of your day, and you do it alone. You do not need a partner. There is no one to judge you. There is no spotlight. Here is a simple rule. It is called the 3x5 rule. It means you speak for 3 minutes. You speak on one topic. You do this for 5 days a week. That's it. 3 minutes is a very short time. It is not scary. What do you talk about? Anything. You can talk about the most simple, boring things. The goal is not to be interesting. The goal is to get your mouth moving. The goal is to make English sounds. The goal is to get the tap to drip a little bit. Let's imagine a week. On Monday, you are in your kitchen. You are making breakfast. You take out your phone. You open the voice recorder app. You press record. For 3 minutes, you just describe your breakfast out loud. You can say things like, "It is Monday. I am eating breakfast. I am eating toast. The toast is brown and warm. I put jam on the toast. The jam is red. It is strawberry jam. I am also drinking coffee. My coffee is in a blue cup." Does this feel silly? Maybe at first. But you are not just talking about toast. You are building muscle memory for your mouth. You are teaching your tongue and lips to make English words. You are practicing finding simple words like toast and cup. You are putting them into simple sentences. Then it's Tuesday. You look out the window. What is the weather like? For 3 minutes, you can explain the weather. You press record and you say, "Hello, welcome to my city. Today, the weather is sunny. The sky is blue. There are no clouds. It is a warm day. You should wear a t-shirt." You do this every day for 5 days. Wednesday, you can describe your room. Thursday, you can talk about your favorite song. Friday, you can explain how to make tea, 3 minutes. One topic, 5 days a week. After you record yourself, you can listen back. Or you can just delete it. It doesn't matter. The magic happens when you are speaking. If you do this for 2 weeks, you will have 10 small recordings. And if you listen back, you will hear a difference. You will hear that you say, and I a little less. You will hear that your sentences are a little bit longer. This is your tap, slowly getting clean. It is starting to drip more smoothly. This is a huge step. And you did it all by yourself in just 15 minutes a day. Now we are ready for stage 3. Your mindset has flipped. You are practicing speaking alone every day. Now we can add another layer. This stage has 2 parts, shadowing and a topical notebook. First, let's talk about shadowing. Shadowing is a wonderful technique. It is like singing along to a song. You try to match the singer's voice and rhythm. Shadowing is exactly like that, but with spoken words. You find a short clip of someone speaking English. It should be very short, maybe 30 seconds. You can get it from a TV show, a movie, or a podcast. The person should speak clearly. First, you just listen to it one time. Then you play it again. But this time, you talk along with the person. You speak at the exact same time. You try to copy everything. Their speed, their pronunciation, the way their voice goes up and down. It will feel strange at first. You will miss a lot of words. That is okay. It is not a test. Just try to keep up. It is like English karaoke. Do this 3 times. Listen once, then speak along 3 times. What does this do? It is amazing for your mouth and your ears. You are not trying to think of the words. The words are given to you. Your only job is to say them. This builds a physical link between hearing a word and saying a word. It trains your mouth to move in natural English ways. It helps you sound more natural, without thinking about grammar. After you do your shadowing practice, you move to the second part. This is the topical notebook. This is another notebook different from your lab notes. This notebook is for collecting useful phrases. You divide this notebook into different topics, one page for each topic. For example, you can have a page for food, another page for travel, another page for work. Let's say the clip you shadowed was from a TV show. A character said, "Let's take a rain check on dinner." This is a great natural phrase. It means, let's cancel our plan and do it another time. You heard this phrase. You even said it out loud when you were shadowing. Now you open your topical notebook. You write down this new phrase, take a rain check. But you don't stop there. Just writing it is passive. We need to make it active. So you write your own sentence using it. For example, "I'm too tired for the party. I think I'll take a rain check." And then the most important part, you say your new sentence out loud twice. "I think it'll take a rain check. I think it'll take a rain check." This process is about recycling. You hear a phrase, you say the phrase shadowing. You write the phrase, you use the phrase in your own sentence. You say your own sentence out loud. This is so much more powerful than just reading a list of words. You are taking a new piece of English and making it your own. You are putting it in your tank and then immediately practicing taking it out through your tap. This connects the input and the output. It closes the gap. These 3 stages are your gentle, private training ground. They prepare you for the real world without any pressure or fear. CTA 1, free 7-day worksheet. This might feel like a lot to remember, so I've made something for you. It is a simple printable worksheet. For the next 7 days, it has a little box for each day. There you can plan your 15-minute speaking topic. It has a little reminder to do your shadowing and write in your notebooks. It helps you put these stages into a simple daily habit. You can get this worksheet for free. The link is in the description below this video. You do not need to give your email. You just click the link and you can download it or print it. It is my gift to you. And if you like, you can try it. Maybe you can try day 3. You can take a picture of your planner or your notebook. You can tag me on Instagram. My name there is also VUS, Learning English Podcast. If you tag me, I would love to see it. And I will send you a personal tip for your English practice. A little something to help you on your journey. Section 4, from self-talk to real talk. So you have been practicing. You have been talking to yourself about your breakfast. You have been shadowing your favorite actors. Your tap is no longer rusty. When you turn it on, a small but steady stream comes out. You are feeling more confident. You are more prepared. Now, it is time to take a very small step with other people. It is time to go from talking to yourself to talking to others. The idea of talking to a native speaker can feel very scary. It can bring back all the feelings of the spotlight. So we will make this step as safe as possible. There are many language exchange apps and websites. You can find people to talk to there. But the secret to a good experience is in how you start. The first 60 seconds are the most important. You need to have a plan. You need an opener. An opener is a short speech that you can memorize. You say it at the beginning of the conversation. This opener will set expectations. It will tell the other person exactly what you are doing. This will lower your anxiety a lot. You then. Here's a simple opener you can memorize. You can change the words to feel like your own. It goes like this. Hi, my name is your name. I am learning English. I am trying to get more confident with speaking. Can I practice some simple small talk with you for only 2 minutes? Let's break down why this opener is so powerful. First, you introduce yourself. Hi, I'm Anna. Second, you are honest. I am learning English and I am trying to get more confident. This makes the other person understand. They know you are a learner, not a fluent speaker. Third, and this is the most important part, you set a time limit for only 2 minutes. When you say 2 minutes, you are giving yourself an easy way out. You are telling your brain, this is not a long, scary conversation. This is just 120 seconds. I can do anything for 120 seconds. This also tells the other person that you will not take a lot of their time. They are much more likely to say yes to 2 minutes. So you say your opener. The other person will almost always say, sure, no problem. And then for 2 minutes, you just have a simple conversation. You can ask them, how is your day going? Or what is the weather like where you are? They will answer. Then they will probably ask you the same question. You answer, you have a tiny conversation. And then, when the 2 minutes are over, you politely end it. You can say, thank you so much for your time. That was really helpful. Have a great day. And then you leave the conversation. That's it. A 2-minute chat. What have you done? You have had a successful, real conversation in English. You did not freeze. You did not have a bad experience. You have created a new positive memory, a good memory. This good memory is like a beautiful, smooth stone. You can put it in your bag. It balances out the gray, cringe memory stones. The goal here is to do it again and again. Try to do one of these 2-minute chats every day. You are starting in the shallow end of the pool. You are just getting your feet wet. You are not diving into the deep end. You are building a collection of successful, short conversations. Each one makes the next one easier. Each one makes the fear a little smaller. You are proving to your brain that speaking English can be safe and even nice. Section 5, 10-week milestone map. This all might sound like a long journey, but you can make amazing progress in a short time. If you follow these gentle steps, you can create a huge change. Let's look at what that could look like over 10 weeks. Think of it as a simple map for your journey. In weeks 1 and 2, you focus only on the first steps. This is your foundation. Your only job is the mindset flip and daily talking. You get your lab notes notebook. You start seeing mistakes as data. And every day for 15 minutes, you talk to yourself. You describe your room. You talk about your day. That's it. Just you and your phone recorder for 2 full weeks. Then in weeks 3 and 4, you continue with everything. You are still doing your daily talking, but now you add shadowing. You find short 30-second clips and speak along. You also start your topical notebook. You begin collecting and practicing new phrases. So now your daily practice might be about 20 or 25 minutes long. Now it is weeks 5 and 6. You are feeling more comfortable. Your daily solo practice is a habit. It is time to take that small step into the real world. You continue your solo practice, but you also start doing the 2-minute exchange chats. You find a language partner online. You use your memorized opener. You talk for 2 minutes, and then you politely leave. Maybe you do this 3 or 4 times a week. You are building your collection of good memories. By week 7 and 8, those 2-minute chats feel easy. You might even find yourself talking for 3 or 4 minutes. Now is a good time to try something a little longer. You could find a conversation group online. In a group, the pressure is lower. It is not just on you. You can listen to other learners. You can speak for a few minutes when you feel ready. The goal is to spend more time in a conversation, maybe 15 or 20 minutes, once or twice a week. Finally, we reach weeks 9 and 10. You have built a solid foundation. You have practiced alone. You have had short chats. You have joined a group. Now it is time for a small project, a little challenge to celebrate your progress. For this, you could record a short video, not for the world to see, just for a few trusted friends. You can record a 2-minute video of you talking. You could talk about your favorite movie or show them your neighborhood. Then you send this video to maybe 3 friends who will be kind. This is a huge step. You are creating something in English and sharing it. Let's look at the numbers. If you follow this map over 10 weeks, you will have spent around 25 hours speaking English. 25 hours of active practice. For most learners in a classroom, it can take them a year to get that much speaking practice. With this focused practice, the moments you freeze will change. A freeze up that felt like a long, painful silence will get smaller. It will become a half-second pause. A tiny pause where you are searching for a word. And because your mindset is flipped, you won't feel shame. You might even laugh and say, "Oh, I forgot the word," and then continue. That is what freedom feels like. Section 6. Plateau fix. On any journey of learning, there are times when we feel stuck. We are making progress, and then suddenly we stop. It feels like we are not getting any better. This is called a plateau. It is a flat place in our journey. It is completely normal. Everyone experiences it. When you feel this, do not panic. You just need to make a small change. When you hit a plateau, there are 2 simple knobs you can turn, just like on an old radio. The first knob is volume. Volume here means the amount of time you practice. If you have been practicing for 15 minutes a day, try turning the volume knob. Change your practice time from 15 minutes to 25 minutes. Those extra 10 minutes a day can be enough to push you off the plateau. You are just increasing the amount of your practice. More time with the tap open. The second knob is complexity. This is about the quality of your practice, not the amount. If you feel like you always use the same simple words, it is time to turn the complexity knob. Let's say you are always using the word good. The food was good. The movie was good. Good is a fine word, but it is simple. To increase complexity, you can try to use more interesting words. Instead of good, you could challenge yourself to use the word solid. That was a solid movie. Or you could use the word thrilled. I am thrilled with the result. Or you could use a phrase like over the moon. I was over the moon about the news. You can find these new words when you are shadowing or reading. When you find a new, more complex word, write it in your topical notebook. Practice it in your daily speaking. Maybe one day, your challenge is to use the word solid 3 times in your 3-minute talk. These small changes make a big difference. They push your brain a little bit. That is how you get off the plateau. So when you feel stuck, do not feel bad. Just ask yourself, which knob should I turn today? Should I increase the volume, the time? Or should I increase the complexity, the words I use? Small changes can lead to a big success. They keep your journey moving forward. Section 7. Real snapshot. Sometimes it helps to hear a story about a real person. I want to tell you about Ana. Ana is from Sao Paulo in Brazil. Her story was very much like the one we are talking about today. She could understand everything in English. She loved watching the show Game of Thrones in English. She could follow the story perfectly. But if she had to order food at a restaurant, she would freeze. She could not say the simple words, "Can I have some fries, please?" She felt stuck and sad. She felt like she had two different brains, one that understood everything and one that could say nothing. So she decided to try these gentle steps. In her first week, she just did the daily talks. She would get on the bus to go to work. She would quietly whisper into her phone's recorder. She would talk about her bus ride. Now the bus is stopping. An old man is getting on the bus. He has a blue hat. It felt silly, but she did it every day. By week 4, she added shadowing. She was a big fan of the show The Office. She would take short clips of the characters talking and shadow them. She practiced copying the rhythm and the jokes. She started to feel the flow of conversational English. In week 7, she felt brave enough to try a real conversation. She was a gamer. She loved playing video games online. So she joined a gaming chat with players from different countries. At first, she just listened. Then she started to say small things like, "Good job," or "Watch out." It was not scary because everyone was focused on the game, but she was speaking, she was communicating. By week 10, she had an idea. She wanted to share something from her culture. She recorded a 90-second video on TikTok about her favorite Brazilian snacks. She was nervous, but she did it. She posted the video. In the video, she made a small typing mistake. She wrote yummy instead of yummy. Someone in the comments pointed it out. Before, Ana would have felt very embarrassed. She would have deleted the video and felt shame. But the new Ana, the scientist Ana, just laughed. She replied to the comment, "Oops, thanks for the data," and she fixed it. She kept the video up. That one video did something amazing. A lot of people saw it. It got 200,000 views. People were asking her about other Brazilian foods. She felt a new kind of confidence. She kept posting more videos. Now she has a chat group for people from all over the world who love Brazilian culture. She is speaking English every single day. She has the same brain she always had. She just has a new schedule for her tap. She opened it gently every day, and now the water flows freely. Your English is not broken. You are not broken. You have a beautiful, full tank of knowledge inside you. You just have not been opening the tap enough. The journey to speaking with confidence is not about studying harder. It is about practicing smarter and more gently. It begins with a simple flip in your mind. See your mistakes as data, as helpful information, not as failures. Then make just 15 minutes a day for yourself. A little bit of time to speak without any pressure. Get your mouth used to making the shapes of English words. From there, you can slowly, gently do more. A little shadowing. A few 2-minute conversations. Bit by bit. The 2 years you spent listening did not ruin you. They filled your tank. And now, 25 hours of smart, active speaking practice can set you free. It can be enough to clean the rust off the tap. It can be enough to let the words flow. So that the next time you're at the checkout counter, you are holding a bag of rice. And the cashier smiles and asks, Did you find everything all right? You will be able to answer without a pause, without that feeling of panic. You will just smile back and say, yes, and a paper bag is great. Thank you. It is such a tiny sentence, but for you, it will feel like a massive win, a quiet, beautiful victory. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for following this story with me today. I hope it felt helpful. I hope it made you feel a little less alone on this journey. I would love to hear your thoughts. Is there a part of this story that you connected with? Have you ever had a cringe memory that you would feel okay sharing? Sharing our stories can help us all feel more connected. Please feel free to leave a comment below. And if this was helpful for you, please think about liking this video. You can share it with a friend. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more gentle conversations. The evening is here now. The world is becoming quiet. I hope that wherever you are, you can find a moment of peace. Good night.